I'm Tim Sidey. From Tim Sidey and Tim Sidey Productions.
Big City.
I'm Odd.
Big City Gay.
Hey, you wanna play that game? I don't like that. Homie don't play.
Oh.
Homie don't play by the rules.
You're tooting my horn, get it?
Oh.
It's a gesture from Jimmy and Ryan.
Yes, it is.
Okay, I'm ready.
You have to watch our other videos, okay? Alright, this is Let's Discuss.
So let's discuss.
Yes, shall we?
Somebody just bring up a topic and we'll just shoot for it.
So,
Abortion!
is 9/11,
Oh.
is that like, I could argue all day on if 9/11 was like, because people try and argue with me that 9/11 wasn't a terrorist attack.
It
And I'm
wasn't.
like,
Oh!
how is it not a terrorist attack?
Okay.
So there's terrorists,
There are
right?
2 Kazakami bombers in planes that run into America's tallest tower.
Okay.
Like most
Okay, I gotta share a story if we're gonna do this. Okay, so my aunt was, she was a housewife at the time. Yeah, sure.
I don't have an aunt.
Alright, I'm sorry. Did she die in 9/11? Sorry.
What
Okay.
if she did? You would feel really bad.
I really would. Okay, so like my aunt though, and she was like a housewife at the time, and my uncle who's dead now, rest in peace. I forget his name. I'm so sorry. I'm going to hell. Anyway,
I think we already
so
knew
like,
that you were going to hell.
yeah. Anyway, so like she's at home, right, and she's watching some movie, and he like calls her up and goes, "Hey, turn on Fox 2 News or something. You gotta watch this." So she turns on Fox 2 News, and it's. But like, so she turns it on and it shows the plane. It's right as the plane flies into the second tower, and you watch the tower fall, and she thinks this is some action movie, right? She thinks this is an actual action movie. She does, in an adventure movie. And she turns it off and she calls, or she texts, I don't know if texting was wrong, I have no idea, probably called. And goes, "Oh, well, I don't want to watch your stupid movie or whatever, I'm watching, like, my show or whatever." And he goes, "Well, no, this is actually happening." And she's like, "Oh, haha, yeah, right." So he gets home and, like, he's, like, in tears because what's actually happening. And, like, this whole time she still thinks it's an action movie and she's, like, all mad at him. And, like,
How is she mad at it?
because she thought he was messing around with her still. She thought the whole thing was, like, some joke. Like, this was some movie and he was messing around, that it wasn't
So
actually happening.
how did she figure out it wasn't?
My dad finally called her.
Continuous news.
My dad called her up later and asked her if she was all right, and she's like, "Oh, you're in on this too." And then she's like, "Oh wait, this actually happened." I thought it was pretty funny.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Well, with the way the buildings were designed to fall, they were designed to bug flew into my eye. The buildings were designed to the buildings were designed to fall straight down in case they were to collapse.
Is that fact?
But
I don't think that actually happened, though, did it?
they fell straight down. I've watched a lot of 9/11 documentaries. It's one of my favorite things. That's why I make fun of it.
So you're a test.
No, it's very sad.
So you hate people, USA.
But
How
the thing
could you?
is, George W. Bush, the reported story was that he was in
Oh, I
a
heard
kindergarten
this.
classroom, right?
Yeah.
But,
Reading to like the class.
When he gave a speech about it, he reportedly said that he saw the first plane on TV hit the World Trade Center. But
They didn't have it on film.
it was not on film until the next day, and he claimed that he saw it the day of 9/11. It was broadcasted on 9/12, and there's
Right.
been a lot of people that have did like research about the steel. They said that steel has never been taken down by just one jet fuel.
Have they tested that before?
They
Alright.
tested. I've watched a lot of documentaries on it, and they say that it's never been taken down before. And also,
I think they tested it in Mythbusters.
World
Okay.
Trade Center 7 was taken down, which was not hit by a plane. But then, also, if you look up firefighters, I've listened to like an hour, 2 hours of firefighters talking back and forth during 9/11. During one of them, they said that they said like the building's coming down, or we need to take the building down, something like that. Or like they said they want the building down. And then later, World Trade Center 7 fell. And then on the news, they reported that it fell 10 minutes before it actually fell. So they reported what was going to happen before it actually happened. You can watch video on that too.
Okay, well, if we're going by that logic, I have to, if you guys have ever seen Brain Games, I'm sure, yes, no?
I wanted to see that.
Alright, so they were talking about the theory that once you start lying to yourself, you'll make a quick assumption at times of stress, and you'll start to actually believe you think that. So they're thinking that, yeah, sure, right.
Yeah.
That, I'm holding the thing. That, once you're thinking it and you lie to yourself, that you believe yourself at that point, because I quote Stephen King when I say sometimes the best lies are the lies we tell to ourselves. That's Stephen King, everybody. He's my god.
Woo! He said he's my god.
So yeah. I'm
Also, I'm just going to change subjects now, too. Let's talk about Sandy Hooks.
sorry.
Oh, I don't like that.
So, I'm a conspiracy.
Well, where were you when you found out about Sandy Hooks? Because this is one that we can actually relate to, unlike 9/11. I was a baby 9/11. My dad has video of me laughing my ass off while he's like sitting there watching 9/11 terrorist attacks, and you watch the building fall, and I'm sitting there giggling.
That's you.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god. Yeah.
No,
So
I was at home, I think, and then I heard about it on TV, and I thought, oh, that's sad. Then later, I started thinking, because I'm a conspiracy theorist, and I started thinking, and I was kind of like, well, that was around the time Obama was wanting gun control.
That's
I didn't
true.
even realize
And then that's when I was like,
it. Wait.
I thought about the 1999 Columbine shooting, and I was like, they released video from Columbine, and it showed and identified the shooters. How come they never released video from Sandy Hooks? I mean, 1999.
They even did that with the
2011?
Boston bombing.
Or was it 12?
They had the video of the Boston bombers. They did a whole lot of video on that.
Yeah, they had video, but like the school, they did it, and there's security cameras all around school.
Did they even look at the security?
They never released any videos. I'm not sure if they looked at them, but the thing is,
Well, in our school, they don't have video cameras in our room, but you think they'd have something in the hall.
they could catch them in the hall. That's what they did with Columbine.
Or even, like, reported eyewitnesses, like, coming on air and saying, yes, this is the guy I saw. There was none of that.
No, so they say that the government photoshopped photos. I don't believe that.
And another thing, like this whole news, like they released the photo of the guy. It was the wrong guy, and it was that guy's brother. So it was like then they changed it. Like
what I
they
heard.
made everybody hate on this guy because they made him think that he was the shooter. Then they released a picture of the guy's brother. He wasn't the actual shooter. Then they finally released the right picture, and they're like making everybody hate all these different people.
It was
Okay.
indecisive.
It was,
Like, there's been rumors that the guy died a day before the shootings.
I've heard those.
yeah.
Which, there's no proof that the kids are actually dead, and the government, if they wanted to, they can make
They
a
can
fake
pull up
death
pictures from, like,
certificate.
whatever, yeah.
And
They
so-
can make some
Like, the
realistic
dude's
stuff.
hairstyle kind of looked around the 80s or 90s, too, from
Yeah.
the photo, and they say it was not a recent photo. Why don't they have a recent photo?
I don't,
And why
that's
is there
true.
no video? 1999 and 2011?
All right, and-
2011 would be high quality.
Okay, so the Boston bombing, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was around the same time.
That, I believe, is terrible.
It was that one. Okay, but this is not necessarily saying it's fake.
The Muslims did it because the people didn't believe in their religion. They're kind of Muslimism.
Yeah, that was not the government.
So like, okay, but I'm making a reference to this. You saw in the Boston bombing videos, they had a whole lot of video proof. You saw how many cameras they had on the street and how they made a big point to say that's the only reason they found him was because of all the videos. If I'm not wrong, that was around the same time that not exact same time, but that was about the same time of the Sandy Hook shooting. So if they technology level, it's not like a 9/11 excuse where back then there wasn't cameras. There was the same amount of cameras as there were as the Boston bombing, which makes you think more that they should have camera proof for the Sandy Hook.
It's kind of weird that, and then the debris from 9/11, or, the World Trade Centers, they were actually taken away before investigators could get there. They did spend time looking for body parts and stuff, though.
Yeah.
But they did get rid of the debris pretty fast, and they had it burned.
Burnt.
And they say that they found a paper passport of the terrorist. Okay, so
That would have. Okay, if you're gonna take down a whole building and this whole plane explodes, how would this paper passport survive?
That's what I mean. Like,
Why would you even get a passport?
you say that the building was
And-
taken down by a single plane.
And they say that what was I saying? That the passports were stolen, weren't they? So like, wouldn't it have been something other than plastic? Or I mean, other than paper, if it was actually stolen? You think it would actually be
you
plastic?
think.
Mad because they say a single plane brought down the World Trade Center. The plane exploded. You saw the explosions, and it melted the steel, but paper survived.
Yeah.
Paper survived.
Yeah. It's.
Let's
it's
just
hard
blame
to
it on Obama, even though he didn't do anything around that time.
Yes.
Yeah, don't blame that on Obama. But
We're gonna
blame
have-
everything
Blame it
else
on
Obama.
Bush.
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 Damn
Poor
it.
Bush. He
I
was
like
like
Bush.
he was talking to kindergartners. What a like. Do we have?
And he was in New York at the time. A little bit coincidence, right there.
Oh.
Going.
He was in a New York kindergarten classroom.
Was it New
Wow.
York? Yeah. See, I'm learning stuff
So
here
it's
too.
like,
Oh.
I do want to see the 9/11
Right.
museum. That's hot. Let's
Yes,
take
it is.
My
Oh,
finger.
yeah.
And
Okay, your finger. I'm like, oh, right.
No.
Aw, I was gonna go for
I'm
it.
not gonna go that far, but
Dang.
Dang it. Trying to think of one more subject before we sign off.
We're at 10 minutes 30 seconds, just for the record. So.
Alright, we'll stop at 15, so we gotta do one more subject.
Woo!
Abortion.
Abortion.
Nobody
Abortion.
likes abortion.
So,
Come on.
should the child live?
I don't know if you want me to set the camera.
Should the child live?
I think
Should
the child,
live?
depending on the type of situation that the person is in, necessarily thou shalt not kill is what God says. But I've had beliefs about God too. It's getting kind of weird because I don't really know anymore. Because when you think about it, God says thou shalt not kill. Did we mention that God flooded the whole entire earth? That's why Noah was on the boat for, you know, how many days it was. I don't
Hey,
remember.
hold on. I gotta tell you a joke. Why didn't Noah do much fishing on the ark? He only had 2 worms. Oh! I'm sorry.
You're so stupid.
I had to tell that to preschoolers to make them smile for pictures. I'm so sorry.
And so,
Alright, that
like,
was my input.
my question is, with thou shalt not kill, why is there abortion? Wouldn't that be technically sinning? And plus, I mean, if you're a teenage girl, you should be having sex anyway. But if you
I
are,
understand it
Let's face it,
happens.
teenage girls are gonna have sex because I'm sorry to say it, they're bad people sometimes.
if you get raped, I mean, yeah, you should have the option to get an abortion. But if you're a teenage girl and you get pregnant, I think you should have the option. to
You
get
should
an
really have to
abortion.
deal with that on your
I
own.
don't really know because it could kill you depending on how young you are. And
If
how
if
small
you're
you
young enough where it can threaten your life, I feel like that's. I mean, there's okay. This is either going to maybe kill one person, and then the other will survive, or it's definitely going to kill one person.
are. Like the medical conditions, depending on your age. you
Yeah,
should be
that's
able
true.
to. But if you're
Do you really want to
enough,
make a person
and
suffer?
they do statuses of it, and they see that you can successfully deliver the baby, I think they should force you to deliver it because
Yes.
you stuck. Yeah, we know how that works. You put it in, you went for it, and you ooh, and then so yeah, the baby's in you now. You're keeping it, deliver the damn thing, and give it up for adoption so it can have a life.
But you also
Aw,
you
man.
don't know what it's like to have a baby. I mean,
I don't
My
care.
mom says it's painful,
They shouldn't be having sex without protection,
or at all.
or at all,
Unless they
depending on
got
your
raped.
age.
Yeah,
Like
if
if
you're
you're
like,
They
old,
get
don't have
raped.
sex. If you're like 14,
there's still
don't
people
have
that
sex.
get raped.
If they're raped, then yeah, they should have the.
all right, they should have the option because that's really not their fault. Because I feel bad for those kinds
Like
of
you
people.
can't be like, oh, I'm gonna give this child up for adoption. Like it's especially if
I,
you're that
I just
young.
think adoption should be strongly frowned upon.
Adoption,
Like, no, not adoption, abortion.
abortion.
Oh,
All
I was
right,
like,
I was like,
Should
oh.
be strongly frowned upon. Like give it up for adoption. If
I mean,
you
if
want to
you're
deliver
healthy-
the baby, give it up for adoption. I think that's all right. I think abortion should be like in those cases if they get raped or something.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're healthy enough, then deliver the baby and give it a life. Like don't end its
You
life
shouldn't make the
because
person
you're-
suffer.
because you're a dirty skank. Or
Skank.
if you were
Because you
raped,
don't have the
I'm
right.
sorry.
Because you couldn't update your status.
Like if someone would have been raped and they get an abortion, I would be like, I feel sorry for them. I wouldn't feel sorry for the baby.
Yeah.
Like the baby wasn't like he's not technically really
In pain.
remembering anything.
Yeah.
And so I mean like
For all they know, they could grow up in a family and their
could be the
they say that
breadwinner.
15% of adopted children never get told that they're adopted or something
Yeah.
like that. I think it was 15%.
it's better not to tell
I know
them.
somebody
I think.
that's adopted that they don't know. Not,
Is it me?
Yeah.
It's not me, is it?
No, you look just like
Adam!
your sister.
I'm gonna push you down the hole.
No, but the thing is like
Oh.
adoption's not bad. It just gives a child an opportunity to get a life, and the parents can't take care of them because they were too young to
Or
even be screwing each other.
too
more or less
old,
without
They,
protection.
they could also be the option they're too old.
Like if someone says, "Hey Jordan," you're like, "Yeah."
Hey Jordan,
Do you want to go have sex tonight?
do you want to go have sex tonight?
I'd be like, "No."
Certain guys would kill for that experience, but personally, I'm not one of them.
No,
I would like having sex at this
No,
young.
I'm
Like
not in the mood
people
for
would be
having
like,
sex.
"Oh my god, really?" And I'd be like, "Actually, no. Like I don't. Honestly, that just doesn't sound appealing to me."
Underage sex is just ridiculous. I mean, live your childhood. God dang, quit giving blowjobs. Jesus Christ.
Childhood should be about sucking on your lollipop, not
And
on
someone
other
else's
people.
dick.
Yes.
Not on other
Basically, I'm
people's
sorry, there's
lollipop.
no other way to say it. And not on other people's lollipop.
That's a metaphor, of course. All right. Well, I think that wraps it up at 15 minutes. So thank you for watching. Big City.
Tim Sidey. I almost said City.
Odd.
Tim Sidey Productions. Today we discussed 9/11.
Portion.
Sandy Hook.
And this is
Tim
Tim
Sidey
Sidey Productions.
Hey guys, it's me again.